If you're sleeping on these 7 coins right now, you might be walking away from the biggest bag of your life. And I'm not just saying this. In the 2021 bull run, I turned a few $1,000s into 7 figures. So this is completely possible. And I think we have the exact same setup here again, only it's even better this time because retail is more excited. Bitcoin is over $100,000. We have institutions. We even have the president buying massive amounts of crypto. So I'm going to walk you through the 7 picks that I'm currently buying into. I've been talking about them for a year on this channel, and no, it's not the obvious ones like Solana and AVAX and Ethereum that everyone is talking about. We're going deep into the archives, and I've been watching these for a long time, and I'm not just going to tell you what the ticker is. I'm going to tell you why I think that they're going to run, because what we saw in the last run was a huge narrative around the metaverse. Everyone was talking about this idea, so every good coin in that category ran. And I'm not talking just about a few X's. I'm talking 10, 20, 50, even 100X that I got on some projects. And I think this cycle's narrative is AI. And we've been watching these coins for a while here on this channel, but there are a few standout projects that every time the market dips and recovers slightly, these ones recover exponentially. And that's a really good way to find strength. Now, if it happens once or twice, it might just be a fluke, but I've been watching for the last 6 months as we've been in this dip and tracking every single AI coin and which ones are recovering the most. And those are the 7 that I believe are going to perform best in this bull market. Now, none of this is financial advice. I'm not being paid by any of these projects. I'm not even being given a discount or a deal on any of these projects. These are all things that I bought with my own money that I truly believe in. So I'm right in the trenches with you guys. And if this is the kind of information you're looking for, make sure you hit the subscribe button to stay a part of the community. Let's get into it. All right, so looking at my watch list here, obviously we have the big ones, right? Bitcoin 111K just hit all-time high. So what I want to do here is look at things that have gone up over 10% in the last 24 hours on the run. And we see some big projects like Hyperliquid up 18%. We've also got Injective, which is an amazing project, safer bet that I think is almost a guaranteed 5 to 10x if we hit a real bull run here, up 14%. We've got a big meme coin jump with Brett, with Loki, 10, 9%. Mog is up 17. So meme coins are definitely going to run this cycle. I'm holding some Mog. I'm holding a good amount of Brett. But where I really want to look is these mid to lower caps, because those are the ones that have the 20 to 50, 100x potential. And the first one we see that's over 10% is Desync. And on this video, I'm not going to go too into what each of these coins do because we've done that on prior videos. But if we look at the chart here on Desync, we'll see something interesting. Now, this is just when CoinMarketCap picked it up, right? So there's obviously a lot more down here to the left where it went on this massive run. It then corrected when the AI bubble popped a little bit here. And then we see 2 big spikes here, a high and then another higher high. Now, the only reason that this collapsed here is because this is right where Trump coin came out, right? We see it January 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, boom, boom, boom. Trump coin was the reason for pretty much everything declining. It just sucked the liquidity out of the market. Then we had tariffs and war and all these things. So if it weren't for this, we see this higher high and a higher low and the momentum of this chart going up and to the right. And what do we see now is, and then we had this huge sell-off, right? We're way down here. But if we look at the last month, we're starting to see this accumulation again. We're seeing a rise here, a bit of a dip. This is a higher low than this previous one back here. And now we're starting to print up some pretty solid candles here. So what you're looking at is a project that has a great team, a great brand. Everyone was super hype on it. Here at these highs, everyone's Desync's going to billions, blah, blah, blah. What changed? Nothing. Just the narrative of the market, Bitcoin crashing, tariffs, all that stuff. But you're basically getting a discount here. You're getting to go back to previous lows all the way back from July, almost a year ago, and buy it at 16 cents instead of where we were here, which is up around 50, 55 cents. So for me, Desync right now is something I'm DCAing, which means dollar cost averaging into. I'm continuing to buy it. I believe in it. And I really believe Desync is going to be one of the leaders in this AI cycle. Remember, most of these AI coins are on Ethereum. So until Ethereum really starts to run and we break 3K, 4K and get near all-time highs, we're probably not going to see massive runs on these tokens. But believe me, whenever ETH hits all-time high, all of a sudden, all these projects are going to go crazy. So in my eyes, we're still really early. It's a great time to accumulate. Now going back to the list here, the next one we have is PAL, which is up 18% on the day. Pretty crazy. And if we look at the chart, we're going to see this pattern a lot, guys. We're going to see something really hitting early last year, about a year ago when the AI got hot. We're going to see a cool off. And then what we want to look for after this cool off, this is the Trump pump again. Everything boom, 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 pumping, pumping, pumping. Trump coin launches, poof, down into the garbage, right? So we're not too interested in this because this is the whole market. This isn't particular to PAL, to Desync, to any of these coins. What we're looking for right now is what is recovering on the daily, on the 7-day, and on the monthly in the AI sector, because I do believe that's going to be the leading sector. And if we look at the 1 month, we see this dip here, a couple couple of weeks ago. We see it rebound really nicely, and now we see a higher low and sort of a trend reversal here. And we see a really huge candle on this one day going up again, 18%. PAL is another one that has a great brand. Everyone in the AI space knows about it. So as people start to come back to invest in AI and newbies are searching for what to invest into, PAL is going to be at the top of most of those lists. PAL also has great name recognition and branding within the space. Everyone is pretty familiar with it. At $160 million market cap, that's at a really attractive buying point for investors, and it's going to get a lot of hype as the AI cycle heats up. Now, next we've got Hash AI, and this has been on an absolute tear lately. If we look at the 1 day, we're up 14.5%. The 7 day, it's been bouncing around a little bit, but that's because if you look at the 1 month chart, we're up 256% in 1 month. That's nearly a 3x, and this has been on an absolute run. And if you look at the all time, we're still well down below, again, where this was listed on Coin Market Cap. But this chart started way down here. We were buying it way down into the left, and we're already up 7 to 10x by the time it even got listed. So if you've been following me on Twitter and joining the free Telegram, which is down below, you've gotten into these things early enough that even with these crazy dips and corrections after the whole Trump cycle, you're still in profit. And this is a great opportunity to be adding to our bag. I actually scooped up a bunch more hash here at around 0.0004, which were up almost 2x just in the last couple weeks. From that, I still believe that this is really undervalued. $76 million market cap is a great time to get in. This is one that I'm aggressively DCAing to as we speak. Now, the next one on the list is interesting. It's Anyone Protocol, and it's up 12% on the day, so a really nice recovery here. And I'm going to be honest, I don't hold a lot of this, and I don't really know too much about it, but I do know a lot of big KOLs in the AI space, like Crypto God John, Alex Becker, etc., have been talking about it. They really like it. I think they got in early, and I think they're going to continue to push it. This is one that I'm not currently adding to my bag, but it did show a really nice recovery on the 1 day, and it's shown a lot of strength in the month, bouncing up 70% in the past month. So this is one that I'm going to hold, I'm going to hang on to, I'm going to see what it does, but again, not adding to my position from here. Now we're getting into the fun stuff. So anything under $100 million, really, I would consider to be a small cap. You're looking at a 10x to get to $1 billion. Now we're getting into $50 million market cap coins and less here. This is Nural AI, which is number 5 on my list. And this is one that I'm aggressively buying into still. I think this has absolutely huge potential. If we look at the 1 month, we're up 71% on the month, on the day, 11%. And if we go to the all time, you'll notice something interesting, 403%. Now, a lot of these, like I said, they got listed late. So maybe they got listed here and we're sort of missing this piece on the chart here on Coin Market Cap. But what you see with Nural is just this steady growth and then this massive explosion. And again, if it wasn't for the Trump crash right here, I think that we would have gotten another higher high here and we would have continued to go up. But because of this Trump crash, boom, full reset back to nearly where we started. And in the past 30 days, we're seeing this really strong recovery with, again, higher lows. And that's what you want to see is the low, and then it goes up, it comes back down, but it doesn't quite retouch this line, right? We keep making these higher lows. And this is a really bullish chart. And Nural just has all the pieces that you want, from the branding to the project to the team. Every influencer is in on this project, and you best believe once it starts to gain some momentum, they are going to be talking about it everywhere. So this is one that I'm DCAing into. Now, remember, the lower we get on the market cap, in general, the riskier things get. So I'm not putting a huge bag into this. I'm definitely being cautious because any of these projects at any time could go under, something could happen, news could come out, right? Anything could change. So remember to only invest in these kind of projects, money that you're willing to lose. As I talked about in my other videos, I have the majority of my money in things like Ethereum, Bitcoin, Solana, AVAX, and stocks that are reliable, real estate, things that are tangible, right? I'm not putting my entire portfolio just into crypto, and definitely not into lower meme, and definitely not into lower and mid cap altcoins like this, because these markets are volatile, they're unpredictable. But I've seen this pattern over and over again, and every day that goes by these past few weeks, more and more confident that we're set up for one of the biggest bull runs that we've ever seen. Now, moving on to number 6, we've got NEUROAI. The ticker is GPU, and you guys know that I love this project on this channel. I just think it's so well done. I love to geek out over branding and site and IP and storytelling because, again, that is what drives these tokens in bull markets. It's not the actual technicals of what the project does. It's, does it have a good story? Can people get behind the idea? Does it have a good look? logo, a name, what can people tell their friends about it? And NeuRAI has all those things. If you go on the website, they already have staking, they already have the ability to rent GPU processing power, and everyone knows how big NVIDIA is. It's one of the biggest companies in the world now, worth trillions of dollars, and all they talk about is GPUs and processing power. Node is leaning heavily into that language, into that branding, and if you look at the chart, you see almost the same thing that you've seen on most of these AI charts, including Desync, right? Really high here, boom, another one here, almost breaking through all-time highs, and then the Trump crash. So I definitely believe that we return to these levels, which is about a 3-4x from here, but I think that we break this all-time high, which is up around 260, yeah, 267, I believe. And we're still a 5-6x off of that. And if we break that, then we're in a price discovery. And guys, as crazy as it sounds, you know, we're looking at a $48 million coin right now. These coins can run to billions. I saw it with things like Axie. I saw it with things like Decentraland. Decentraland didn't even turn into anything. It was a metaverse that nobody used, but it ran to billions of dollars and people made millions and millions of dollars off of it because the narrative, the story. And I think that that's what a lot of these coins, including NeuRAI, have. Now, number 7 on the list, and my favorite project here, is Vert AI. And this one is going crazy. 33% on the day. Now, we only have a $27 million market cap, so it is the smallest of everything on this list. But if we look at the all-time chart here, this is insane. So this has only been around for a few months, right? It really caught this narrative right here. Boom, of course, you know now by now. Boom, of course, you know by now. This is around Trump time where you see this big spike, you see this crash, and now we're starting to see this recovery over the last month or two. And this, if you look at the all-time chart, is wild. It says 24,000% up, and that's because this was listed really early on CoinMarketCap. But guys, I believe that if you look at the month, we have an 84% increase. And again, we're seeing these higher lows, right? Here's a low, it comes back down, boom, it's here. Now we see this low here, boom, higher, higher, and higher. So if we look at this chart, the lows are getting higher and higher. And you don't need to do crazy technical analysis. What you need to understand is narrative, and you need to understand people's confidence in coins grow whenever they see these higher lows printed. So Vert AI is one that I'm absolutely DCAing. Again, low market cap, so low amount of money that I'm putting into it, but every dip I'm buying just a little bit more, so that if and when this goes crazy, I'm in a good position and I have a great stack of it. So let me know down in the comments, what coins are you excited about on my list here? Also, which ones am I missing? What do you think is gonna run? And hopefully this helped you simplify things a bit. Oftentimes people try to get so complicated with their research and their strategies, and if you just look at the proven winners that are continuing to rebound faster and harder than any other coin in their sector, you're often gonna find projects that when the bull run really hits, go absolutely insane. So as always, trade wisely, and I'll see you guys on the next video.